as a running nerd, you hear about Flagstaff and the running culture it has. But then you move up here and you realize it has so much to offer, just a fulfilling place to live, especially if you're into mountains, forest, and being at altitude, and all that has to offer. I'd say something that's great about coming up here, like when I got the job, I moved up here November 2023, so about 2 years ago, with Dark Sky Distance. And something, I'd been here twice before, did like 2-week little small camps with your college team, because that's the magic of Flagstaff, and loved it. But coming here to live here is an entirely different beast, and to be thrown into something like the professional running scene up here was not, for someone like me, nothing short of inspirational, and kind of a very, very interesting experience to see what it truly is like to be living and training at a world-class level. Does everybody know? Does everybody know?
Yeah, some guys know.
Oh, okay, you're sneaky with it though. That's funny.
I always use this. All my races before that.
Yeah.
Okay, on my muscles.
The whole body. Yeah. Feels good.
And maybe I just sleep again.
Oh, blow it out and yeah, totally. No, hell yeah.
You doing good?
Good morning.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. You got company today, Sharon.
I know,
Lots
of people.
I know, this is crazy.
You need a company.
You go how many miles?
Just 10 miles.
Just 10.
Miles.
Like
That'll get you most of the way there, actually. Yeah.
I mean, if it's just 10 miles,
You just
do
have
5
to-
more. Just do 5 more. You can just do your long run today.
Okay, I wish. I gotta walk out tomorrow, so.
And then we can work out together Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
You got a crew today.
I know.
Don't scare him away though.
What?
Don't scare him away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Neil is the one that scared them away in us. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Are you gonna run 8 space?
Yes.
Perfect.
What are you talking about? You start running 6:30 and you're like, oh.
When? I don't think you
I've ran with you before.
you need to see my log.
It's been fun being back here in Flagstaff and getting to enjoy the perfect weather. Like honestly, this has been like a really, really good build, and it was a short one, but I think I've had so much fun with it. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how the race would go.
Let me start with just the vision in general of Dark Sky Distance. The man who started it, Stefan Haas, built a great relationship with Under Armour, and his vision as someone who'd been in Flagstaff already working with so many athletes was to ask a question, and the question was, if we have a running team that is focused solely on the purpose of improving and becoming the best they can be, and we surround them with the staff and an environment that removes all barriers to success, what can we do?
You were there for like 2 weeks, yeah. Even before like winning New York, I feel like I just felt like I belonged here, and there's just so many of like runners or even runners just wanting to support us and be like, you know how many times I've told people, oh, I'm from Arizona. It's like, what part of Arizona? I'm like, Flagstaff. It's like, wow, and even the people here are just like, wow, we're cheering for you, we're supporting you, and it's just been amazing just being out here and just being proud of being like, from Flagstaff and training, and there's such a really, really big community, and we're all very supportive of each other, and like every time we go out to races and we're like, oh, we're all from Flagstaff, and everybody, we just feel like it's something that you're very proud of, and I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm always gonna everywhere I race, I'm always gonna be proud being from like Flagstaff and running from here, and just living here and enjoy it.
Yeah, Sharon is a phenomenal human and a phenomenal athlete. She brings everyone else around her up. Nothing but a joyous personality. But she likes to compete, and she likes to run really, really hard, and she likes to win when she can. And I think that reflects in her preparation. She brings a certain laser focus to all of the sessions that I think you only see at the highest level, and I think that's about what you need to succeed at the highest level within sessions. And then she is incredible after the sessions at then relaxing and disassociating from running and allowing herself to rest and recover. And I think she does that with a maturity level that many other athletes just haven't found quite yet, and I think that's part of her magic. She's inspiring to watch throughout the process. I've had the pleasure of working with her a lot for this New York build because she's been training in Flagstaff this go around. To great success, actually. I think we'll find out in New York, but I think everything has been showing great results, even though she's been, unfortunately lacking in training partners. She's been very gracious about letting us, riding the bike next to her and piecing it together that way. But again, I think that just goes into her laser focus. She's phenomenal about locking in and getting ready for whatever she needs to face that day. And I think she imagines herself in the race a lot of the time, and to great success.
And honestly, it's just been more like just having, Noble or Haas bike next to me and with the workouts and stuff. But it's also is good because I've had a couple of people I'll jump in with people and do easy runs and stuff. But the workout part has been a little bit tough. Yeah.
You got it?
Good job. As you get close to the race, you start to get nervous, and that's normal. And it's in a way it's good, but I'm also just going in. I know, I've had a really good build up, and I feel like I've just gotten stronger. And if anything, I've done so many workouts alone compared to when I have people to pace me and stuff. So in a way, I think that has made me so much stronger mentally. And I'm going this being strong and being ready, and just face another day and race and face the competition. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm pretty excited to just be out there and race and enjoy and hope for a good result. Because I feel like at the end of the day, it's always is did you give your best? And I always try to do as much as I can and show people that anything is possible, even if it's hard or whatever. We can all achieve it if we just put our minds to it.
You're with me, man. So don't be worrying, man.
Yeah.
We're chilling.
It's actually getting warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine starting 40 minutes.
Man, last night, was cold. It's below 40. Hey. I wanted to start a fire, but I was like, no. Yeah.
Hopefully the weather's still good when we get back from New York. We can do that.
Don't expect that, man. Just pray for this week,
Yeah, next week.
After that, it's hey, we go by day, if it's good today.
That's true.
So really getting cold in the morning.
When we started Northern Arizona Elite in January of 2014, my wife and I funded it ourselves for year one. So we paid for the travel, paid for the gear, paid out small bonuses, etc. And during that entire year, we were putting together sponsorship decks and pitching the team to various sponsors. And in the beginning of 2015, we were sort of talking to 3 different shoe brands, and eventually we struck a deal with Hoka. And we signed that deal in February of 2015, and I suppose the rest is history. When we started the group, we were the only, I suppose you would say, truly professional group in town. There were other smaller groups and sort of grassroots groups and people coming in and out, but nothing like it is today in 2024. And when you're in it, it's hard to see it happening, I think, in a way. It just seems natural, but when you look back 12 years and you say, wow, it was different back then. There were not as many people coming here as there are now when you talk about professional athletes. And the town wasn't as big either. But then, of course, for the pro athletes, it has now become the place to train. Almost, you might say, globally. When you talk about the Hoka NAZ Elite group, the Under Armour Dark Sky group, the Nike group that's starting, when you talk about people like Jakob Ingebrigtsen coming in every single year to train before the World Championships and the Olympic Games, you talk about Molly Seidel moving here before she made the Olympic team and then went on to win a bronze medal. Ryan and Sarah Hall make their home here. The list goes on and on and on. In fact, so much that it's become a tourist destination for fans of running. Yeah, so in my years here, I've noticed that the Flagstaff running community as a whole really gets behind the people who choose to live here and train here. They sort of take on this, Flagstaff versus the world kind of mentality.
When you go like 16, I'm gonna let you go, you know.
I was like, he gave us only 8 of them? Like, what is this, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that quick.
I would have to let meet at the track.
No, I'm trying to do less work.
Like opposite, you know, like this. And then this one is going forward. So this one is this one, forward, that one is coming.
Hey, man.
Hey, thanks for coming. Hey, man, this is, hey, it's also from here?
Yeah.
It's like they measure you and like that's the zoom.
Hey,
Nobody's gonna fit me like that. Man, it's always stressing.
Nah, actually, I love 800.
Like more 1K.
1K 800 is a good spot. Alright, we ready, coach?
I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.
Our athletes at New York City this year, as we always are. If you look at our history in New York City going back to 2016, which is the first time we had somebody run there, we've had 9 top 10 finishes. We've just been very successful in New York. I don't know what it is exactly. I'd like to think part of it is that we train really well for the marathon in general, but I think the New York City course suits us well because it's undulating. It's never super flat. There's always something going on. It's not quite as dynamic as Boston, but there's always something. And I think that's when you're out on a run in Flagstaff, it's sort of like that. There's no really flat roads in Flagstaff. You're always doing something. But then on top of that, I think our success there has sort of snowballed, and we just sort of expect to run well there. And so now when we go, we have a confidence about us. And this year's squad, on the men's side, we have Wesly Kiptoo and Futsum Zienasellassie. Futsum was there last year. He got 10th. He was top American. This is now his 4th marathon. So I think he's really in that sort of perfect place where he knows himself, he knows what he's capable of, he's really dialed in terms of his pace and his effort. So I expect Futsum to do really well. And on top of all of that, when you talk about experience, his segment, knock on wood, has been basically flawless. And part of that is because he's been training with Wesly Kiptoo. And Wesly, though this is only his 2nd marathon, if you look at what he's done over the last 14 months or so, he's really been one of the best road racers in the world. I mean, it really is true. He's won the Falmouth road race in a course record. He's won the Bic 7. He's won the Cherry Blossom 10 mile. He's won the Pittsburgh half marathon. He's been 2nd at the Houston half marathon. He's won the Philadelphia distance run. So he's racking up all these great experiences on the roads. And the one marathon he did last year in Chicago, it wasn't a home run. He would tell you that. It was the 2:10. He finished just outside of the top 10. But since that time, his results suggest that he'll do really well at New York. I think that would suggest he's ready to run in the front pack, and he's beaten or run with several of the people who were in the front pack at Chicago. And he's beaten John Career, who won Chicago. So I'm not sitting here telling you Wesley's going to win the race, but I think Wesly is going to be a protagonist at the New York City Marathon. I think he will be in the front pack, and I think he will be battling for a podium spot.
No, what I'm saying is, pick our time, I'm gonna change. Yeah?
Start easy.
Anywhere, from like, 6 to 6:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's smart. See, he's doing warming up.
Supposed to be 20K easy, 20K like progressive.
Yeah.
Your big dances next week.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
When do you fly out?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
It's your first New York experience.
Second.
Top 10.
Oh shit, that's right. Fuck. My brain.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
My
You're
brain.
good. You're good.
My brain.
Yeah,
You
man.
can leave that into the in the footage.
No, it's good, man.
Right? South American. Yeah. Yeah.
Watch out, watch out. Watch out.
For me, the marathon is a whole different, different kind of racing. I don't like to think of it as a race. For me, it's a journey because it's a 2+ hours race, and it's a 42-kilometer race. So what it is like a lot has to go right for you to be able to say I'm racing against somebody. Like you've got to be. I don't know if it's racing against yourself, but like you gotta be able to take your nutritions. Every session, you were to miss a bottle, you can cramp, and a lot of things can go right, can go wrong, and for you to be able to to work around that itself is racing for me in the marathon. It's not about against anybody. I mean, just because this is not a 100 meter or I don't know, a half marathon where you can say even in a half. It's just an hour plus race for some of us, so a lot has to go right. So for me right now in this build, or for this race coming up, it's all about how can I run the best race I possibly can to put myself in the best position I can.
I think what is very important is training with the right people. And for me, I feel like I'm in home. Having a good team means a lot because they kind of help you and you help them at the same time. But for me, all over the world, there's places where there's altitude and there's big groups out there. But for me, I feel like this is the right group for me because I have a lot of guys I can run with, and those a lot of guys we can benefit among ourselves. It doesn't matter who is racing and what kind of race you're doing. It's just the support is always there.
Yeah, this some of my motivation for this build has been self-driven. Most has been obviously just me being grateful to be an athlete. Be grateful to kind of live this lifestyle where I get to wake up and train every day. For things that happen, the trials, it's just part of being an athlete, being a human. People get sick and other things. So those has been some of the main drive for me. Be able to race this marathon at the level that I know I can. So I'm just so grateful that things has been going very, very well, and no fear that things was gonna go as well as been going in the training. So that really excited me, and then I just can't wait for race time.
Going to this race, actually, I'm feeling great, better than last year, and the reason why I'm doing this race is just there's something inside me, you should try New York. A lot of people have been saying the course is challenging, and I like things that always give me a challenge. So for me, I just wanna go out there and get the experience,